What's the hardest exorcism that you've ever?
Well, I've had a couple
a
of rough
part of.
ones. A couple almost did me in, but that's I think of some tough ones. Some.
Can you share?
Well, I would just say that that most exorcisms you have lower ranking demons present, and you might have one. If you have one known high ranking demon, you got your hands full. And they're like the biblical ones, Beelzebul and Baal and Baphomet and all those, whatever. But if you've ever got a bunch of them, or if Satan himself is present, which is almost never the case. Now, he's present as a kind of a supervisor, and lots of demons call themselves Satan. But Lucifer, which I think is the same as Satan, some people disagree, but anyway, that the prince of hell, if you want to call him that, is he actually really is the general showing up? I mean, I remember in the session, here's what happened. We got through about 8 months of this session. It was brutal. It was brutal, and that fortunately the Lord was making them tell the truth, which is not really usually the case. So I said, in Jesus' name, tell me the truth. I want the name of the head demon. Because when you know the names, you can get rid of them more easily.
Sorry, in this case, who was being afflicted?
A person, just a person.
Like a man, woman, younger, older?
A woman. Yeah, woman, yeah.
And was it attacks in the night? Was it possession, obsession?
Totally possessed.
Totally possessed.
Totally possessed.
So would you walk around just manifesting demonic activity?
No, typically people won't manifest unless there's something which tweaks them, which can either be, of course, the exorcism tweaks them for sure, or they'll go into a church sometimes. So there are some times when a fully possessed person can manifest at odd times. So 3 a.m, or just whatever. The tougher cases, they'll manifest at other times, but certainly during the prayer sessions.
How, in this case, can you provide more context? How did the woman know she was possessed? What were some of the signs of possession?
I don't go through too much of the specifics on the case, but simply say that one of the signs was occult knowledge. The person had bruises and scratches and that sort of thing, which were unexplained. But I said, well, I'm not going to get upset with that. But then she started knowing things that she should not know. And we call it occult knowledge. By the way, the reason why the possessed have occult knowledge is you have this semi-fusion of the demonic personality and the human personality. So the demons kind of feel through your psyche and your senses, and you're open to what their world is. They share their hell with you, essentially, and you share your human being with them. So being possessed is partially an experience of hell, because the demons are there and that's all they've got is hell. So that's when you have occult knowledge. You know things you shouldn't know. And that's always a huge red flag.
What's an example of that? What does that mean to know things you shouldn't know?
A couple weeks ago, end of the session, the woman looks at me and she says, I won't tell exactly which, but she looked at me, she said, I don't know what this means, but she looked at me and she called me by a name. Now that name was a nickname I had when I was in junior high school, 60 years ago. So no one knows that. And I mean no one. No one knows that. She had no idea what it was. She just looked at me and said, she called me by that nickname. Now, why did the demons do that? They want to show me that they're listening, they're watching, they're in control, and they're trying to intimidate me. So there's no way she could have known that.
Can you clarify for people what the demons do have access to in terms of knowledge? Because it sounds like in this case, this woman that you were helping with exorcisms for, she was possessed. She knew she had this knowledge through the demon about your nickname as a high school kid or a junior high kid. So the demons have this shared knowledge universe or whatever, and they watch us. They can see us walking around. They hear what we say. How much information do the demons have access to historically?
I don't know. First of all, It's important not to say they're not omniscient. They don't know everything. So they do know a lot, but don't give them too much credit. Mm-hmm. They don't know everything.
They're not good historians, is what you're saying.
Well, they don't know everything. And by the way, good angels, by the way, there's 2 good angels for every demon, just so you know. Remember St. Thomas said 1/3 of the stars? Yeah. So just don't get too upset about demons are everywhere. Padre Pio said that. If you could see all the demons in the sky, it would be black. True. But if you could see all the angels in the sky, it'd be white. So, I mean, there are twice as many good angels as there are demons. And by the way, one good angel can wipe out all the demons. Why? Because the angel carries the sword of Christ.
Wow.
That's what the angel wields, is the sword of Christ. So good angels always win. So don't get too frightened by Satan. And we got angels, so there are angels surrounding you. And so yeah, don't get it. So anyway, but anyway,
they're not omniscient. They don't know everything.
They don't.
They also can't read your mind, or can they? What do they know
I
about
know
your
some
mind?
people disagree, but fundamentally, all the senior exorcists agree they can't read your mind. But they're very intuitive. They listen pretty well, and they can guess what you're thinking and that sort of. They don't know the future either. Only God knows the future. They're not God, contrary to what they like to think. They're not God. They're not omnipotent. They're not omniscient. You know, it's very obvious too, by the way. That's one of the things people say, well, how can you be an exorcist? You sit in an exorcism, you throw some holy water on the demons, they start screaming. You hold up a crucifix. Ecce, crucem, domini, fugit partit, behold the cross of the Lord, depart your evil powers. They start howling. You know, so they just the least little thing and they can't stand it. So it's going to be important to not give them too much power. You know, Jesus is Lord. Sometimes
Amen.
I'll tell them, I say, look, tell me the truth. Who is Lord? Satan or Jesus? Tell the truth. Jesus. I said, that's right. Your boss is a loser. And you gave up the Lord for a loser. Not too bright, was it?